Good afternoon. Welcome back to Passionate World Radio Network. We're down at the International Miami Book Fair where we're interviewing my special guest, KaraThomas, who wrote the book, The Darkest Corners. So good afternoon, Kara. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I am delighted. I read your book and I really liked it. And I'll tell you why. Because it wasn't just all good and bad, but it was a combination, and you exposed men and women at their worst possible psychological face, and it was wonderful.
Thank you.
So, I get tired of reading the good guy versus the bad guy, and the good guy's all good and the bad guy's all good. But it isn't like that, is it?
No.
So what made you decide to break the mold?
I probably just growing up reading mysteries and thrillers, it's like you said, it's always the amateur detective or the private investigator, and they're the hero, they're the good guy, and they always catch the bad guy at the end. And there's not a lot of variation in the heroes, I guess, so I wanted to write it from the point of view of somebody who's maybe not the typical hero, and the villains aren't the villains you would expect. I think it's especially interesting when women get to be the villains, and it's not always just the bad guy, the mustache twirler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also with the women, you have more deviousness. Women are the kind of people you really don't want to meet in a dark alley.
Yeah.
And when I try explaining that to people, they look at me like, why? They're not that dangerous. And I said, well, maybe not physically, although I've been known a few to get really dangerous that way. But psychologically, hell has no fury.
Yes.
Like a woman. And don't you ever forget it. And the men laugh. Because we both
underestimate
know,
us.
Yes, underestimated. Exactly. So when you created your heroes, did you base them on anybody in particular, or did you just throw it in as a combination?
Probably a combination. I know my villains were definitely inspired by real people. The Ohio River Monster, the serial killer, was based on the truck stop killers in Pennsylvania and Ohio. One of the villains, without any spoilers, was based on a real case of a woman named Lisa Montgomery who really wanted a child and couldn't have her own child. The heroine, Tessa, isn't really based on anybody specific. She was just this culmination of everything I admired in strong female characters who maybe aren't physically strong or badass, but they have to try to find inner strength.
And the inner strength is usually the strongest of them all, because those are the ones that make you want to live and make you want to survive at any cost, within reason. And it's within the reason that makes life very interesting after all, because then you have a list. And that's where you start making your choices on the list, which is the worst and which is not so worst. And to put a woman or a man into that, which one should I choose, is the most fascinating of them all. So you like dealing with the human psyche then?
Yes, I'm just very interested in what motivates people when it comes to crime, because I think in a lot of the books I read growing up, again, when you have men committing crime, it's for three reasons: money, sex, revenge. And there's this idea that men just kill because they enjoy killing. But when you look at a woman's motivations, it's the possibilities are endless. What would drive a woman to kill? Because women are a little bit more complex, especially in their anger. I think it's not as physical as a man's anger. So I'm drawn to those type of books. I want to write those type of books.
And I think that's good. I mean, there's a show on Investigation Discovery called Killer Women.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Every Saturday night.
My husband can't stand this.
Oh, mine neither. He gets very nervous when I watch that.
Yes, but I love it because it really shows you the motivation behind why they do, and isn't very pretty to watch because it's human nature at its worst. But why should the men have all the fun?
Exactly.
I mean, you're married to somebody and then you find out he's married to somebody else. What are you going to do? Shake his hand and say, thank you very much for sharing this sex? Compliments here? No. You're going to go and get a gun or hit him in the head
sharpen the knives
with a knife, or hit him in the head with a cast iron frying pan? Come on. I just don't see why men should have all the fun. But I also agree that women are a lot more complex, and I think when you look at the killer woman, you know there's a more at stake that is going through their mind. And we're not the cold-hearted bitches that a lot of programs, especially crime programs, portray. That there are reasons for why we are, and a lot of them don't discuss how culture and society mold us more or less to what's expected of us and how to behave, so that when we're thrust into a crime situation, we're not just reacting against the injustice of what's been done to us, but reacting to the injustice of a culture and society that has placed us in the situation in the first place. And you do a very good job of writing your characters that way, so that they're placed into the subtle layers that affect a woman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because to me, when I read a book, I want to see three-dimensional characters. I want to see these people standing on their feet and not just saying, "You nasty man, look what you've done, you ruined my life." That's not what they're going to say. That's not what I was going to say. But you give women a new doorway to open instead of the first three choices that are offered to them. And it's not always money or adultery or even you've grown apart. Sometimes there are other reasons that exist, but you can't always articulate. And you have to go there. And I think you did.
Yeah, I like going there.
Well, I think it's a lot more fun because what it does is it releases another layer of a person's personality. What you see is not always what you get. Poker faces, there's a reason why they call it a poker face. Subway face, there's a reason why they call it a subway face. And there are reasons for the different faces that one projects in society. And you showed another kind of face.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very interested in putting myself in these characters' shoes and wondering what would I be capable of if I were pushed this far, or if I were this angry, or if somebody threatened you or the ones that you love. What are you capable of? And I think the answers are really interesting when you put yourself in all those different scenarios.
Or you put a loved one, in a situation, and it's easy to say you either hate somebody or love somebody. It's the in-between of sort of hating, loving, but you understand, but at the same time you're damn angry that he's done this to you. Or it could be a woman lover, which I would think would be even more interesting, because then you have two women's psyches going at war with each other.
Yeah.
So they understand each other perfectly, but at the same time they don't understand each other at all. And I think that would make a very fascinating type of book to write, because the audience wouldn't be expecting something like that. And it would bring out a different personality, of course, of you, because you would have to portray yourself not only as the lover, but as the devil, too. That's hard work.
Yeah.
Really hard work. So where can people find you at the book fair this weekend?
At 4 p.m. today, I'm on a panel called Dark Secrets with Kimberly McCreet and Mindy McGinnis. That's at 4 p.m. Right downstairs. I'm not sure what that...
Building 1.
Yeah, Building 1. And then we'll be signing directly afterwards.
And you're doing anything tomorrow?
No, tomorrow I am off to Atlanta for another conference. So.
Oh, wonderful.
Bouncing back and forth.
Bouncing, yes, like a bally. And where can people find you on the World Wide Web?
I'm on Twitter at KaraTWrites. I have a website, kara-thomas.com. And I also have a Facebook page. If you Google KaraThomas, it'll be the first Facebook page that comes up.
And what do you foresee to be your next book?
My next book that is coming out in July of next year is called Little Monsters, and it's about a toxic three-way female teenage friendship that gets deadly when one of them goes missing.
That would be very, very interesting. So you're going to stay pretty much in the crime, mystery...
Yeah, I think that's what, that's my arena right now. That's what holds my interest. Someday I'd like to branch out, but
You got time.
yeah.
You don't have to rush into anything.
Yeah.
I think you have some time. Do you have any words of wisdom for anybody who would like to pick up a pen and apply it to paper?
Read everything you can. I think the best way to become a better writer is just to read everything.
Absolutely, and that includes the classics. I know you're already screaming and jumping up and down and saying no, 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 but reading the classics will give you a good understanding of how words are used and how words can express your innermost emotions. And you need to learn this stuff, folks, and then you can move back up to the modern writers like Kara and see what she's written, and to compare how she writes as they wrote 50 years ago, and I bet you'll be shocked to see that there isn't much difference, because a good author knows how to pick and choose their words. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, you can see this stream all over again on Facebook.com/BWR Network, LLC. Twitter.com /@Cauldwell, CAULDWELL, and at PassionateWorldRadioNetwork.com. You can supply the HTTP : I already did that for you. Anyway, you can do that. And remember, distinguish yourself from the ordinary. Thank you for visiting.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.